Hello, my name is Dee, and I'm a member of Andrew Chapel United Methodist Church in Vienna, Virginia. One of the theological terms that we hear during this time of year is the word incarnation. It's taken me a while to begin, and you know what I say begin, to understand what that term really means. It means that God took on flesh in Jesus and came into the world to walk among us in some type of a mysterious way where he's fully God and fully human. We usually think about Jesus as living way back then, 2,000 years ago, and walking among the Jews and the Gentiles way over there in the Holy Land in what's now Israel. But listen to what the Gospel of John says in chapter 1, verses 4 and 5, from the Message translation by Eugene Peterson. What came into existence was life, and the life was light to live by. The life light blazed out of the darkness. The darkness could not put it out. And then in verse 14, it says, the Word became flesh and blood. And hear this, moved into the neighborhood. The life and light and Word became a person, Jesus, with a body like you and I have, and that body moved into the neighborhood. Now the question is, which neighborhood? We probably think about the neighborhoods of Bethlehem and Nazareth and Jerusalem, and all those are perfectly fine. But the Word didn't just move into only those neighborhoods a long time ago. Have you ever thought about life, light, and Word, Jesus, moving into your neighborhood now? Maybe Schaus Village, maybe Carper's Farm, maybe the town of Vienna, maybe even Tyson's Corner. Or if you're listening to this devotion and you don't live in Northern Virginia, insert the name of your town. Maybe it's Greenfield, maybe it's Asheville, maybe it's Sarasota. Does Jesus live in a house? Does he live in an apartment? Is he homeless? Have you seen him walking in the neighborhood? Does he have a dog? Have you had him over for dinner? Does he have a job? What's it like? To be Jesus, does he have to be preaching on the street corner? Or can he work at McDonald's or Verizon or for the federal government? In Matthew chapter 25, Jesus is talking to his followers, and he's describing those who will be blessed. And he says, I was hungry and you fed me. I was thirsty and you gave me a drink. I was homeless and you gave me a room. I was shivering and you gave me clothes. I was sick and you stopped to visit. I was in prison and you came to me. And those who are blessed will say to him, Jesus, what are you talking about? We never did any of those things for you. And he'll say, oh, yes, you actually did. He said, do you remember when you gave that family groceries and when you donated food to the food bank? Do you remember when you gave that lady out on the street water last summer when it was really hot? Do you remember when you visited the elderly man who was sick and you gave him food, and then you sat and stayed and talked with him, giving him your precious time? Do you remember when you voted for the bond to provide housing for the homeless in the area? Or when you gathered your kids' coats? And Jesus said to them, you thought it was just someone in the neighborhood that you were helping out. But in fact, you were helping me. You were serving me. For the past few months, we at Andrew Chapel have been praying a prayer to help us to get to see and understand our neighbors and to know how we can serve in our community better. Let us pray that we will see Jesus in our neighborhood and that we will be guided to serve Jesus with love and with faith and with courage. especially during this Christmas season.